Hello everyone. So let's solve some problems on magnetic circuits, and this is the one which I have chosen as the first problem that we'll solve. This is example 6.13 from a textbook called Electrical Technology Volume 1 by B.L. Tereja and A.K. Tereja. So let's begin our understanding of this problem. So we'll go by reading the question first. So a laminated soft iron ring of relative permeability 1000. So let's stop here. So there is a soft iron ring, so mu r is equal to 1000. Whatever data I'm finding from the question, I'll just write it down here. So I get mu r as 1000. Has a mean circumference of 800 mm and cross section area of 500 mm square. So I think at this time I will draw the ring. So here is the ring. Let me draw it. So this ring has the cross section area of 500 mm. So if I take a cross section area, so A equal to 500 mm square. Now how do we convert it into meter square? So we know that 1 mm is nothing but 0.1 cm, which is nothing but 0.001 meters. So 10 power minus 3. So therefore if it is mm square, it will be 10 power minus 6. So 500 into 10 power minus 6 meter square. So this is my cross section area. And then mean circumference of 800 mm. So that means if I measure this there is a inner circumference, outer circumference, but if I see the mean circumference of this ring, that is 800 mm. So I'll say L equal to 800 mm. Okay, so a radial air gap of 1 mm width is cut in the ring. So somewhere a radial air gap of 1 mm is cut. So this is L A is 1 mm. Now you might say if the total circumference is 800 and then 1 mm is cut from it, that means effectively this length will become only 799 mm, but then we'll not worry about it. We'll just keep it 800 itself because it's easy for calculations. So there is the air here. So what is the mu r for air? So relative permeability for air is 1, that we all know. Okay. A radial air gap of 1 mm is cut in the ring, which is wound with 1000 turns. Okay. So the ring is also wound with 1000 turns. So let me have a winding. So these are 1000 turns. Okay. So the ring is wound with number of turns is 1000. So n equal to 1000. So but what about I? So I is unknown. So n into I will be ampere turns. Okay. Calculate the current required to produce an air gap flux of 0.5 milliwebers. So in the air gap there is a flux. So I use different color for flux, red color. So this flux is 0.5 flux in the air gap, 0.5 into 10 power minus 3 webers or 0.5 milliwebers. Okay. If the leakage factor is 1.2. So what is leakage factor? So what happens is the flux, what is the path of the flux? So here is the source of magnetomotive force. So the flux will come out of that magnet and then flow through this ring and then enter into the air gap, and then through the air gap again the flux will continue, and finally this will complete the magnetic path. So the magnetic path is circular. Now you might ask the question, why entire flux only travels through this ring? Why not from anywhere else? In fact, it actually happens. Some of the flux leaks. So I'll just draw the leakage flux like this. because this is a shortcut, so some flux, minor percentage of flux leaks like this. Some more flux may leak like this, and some more flux may leak like this, and so on. So effectively, if you see, the flux here is 0.5 milliwebers, but then the flux here may be more than 0.5 milliwebers considering the leakage. Okay, so that factor is called the leakage flux. Okay, so therefore, if I want to consider the factor, flux in the iron is equal to flux in the air gap into leakage factor, that is 1.2. So let's quickly calculate that. 0.5 milliwebers into 1.2, that is 0.6 milliwebers. I just calculated it, so it is 0.6 milliwebers. So we'll make a note of it. Okay, now what else is asked? And stacking factor is 0.9. So what is the stacking factor? So this stacking factor is when you are stacking this winding onto this core, the cross section, effective cross section area will reduce. Okay, so this is reduced by 90% because the factor is 0.9. So that is the stacking factor. So we'll consider that while we are going. But then broadly speaking, what is the question? So if you analyze in the entire question, the problem that is given using our diagram method which I explained in the previous one. So the flux value is given and the MMF is not given. So we have to find the MMF. The flux is known, MMF is unknown. So how do you find the MMF is a question. So for that, either we can go this way or in the above way. But then I can go in the above way because reluctance can be calculated because the dimensions are given. So let's go back to this one. And another thing is the mu r is also given. So we'll calculate the reluctance. Okay. So what is the next step? So the next step is, because it's a circuit, you can form it as an electrical analog. So this is the, let's say there is a voltage source, and then let's say there are two resistances. So the current is nothing but the flux, and the voltage is nothing but the MMF. And then the reluctance of the iron and the reluctance of the air gap. Two reluctances are there. We have to add them, and then we'll get the final thing. So, but then just this analogy does not exactly match because of the leakage effect is given. So this will actually have some more. So I'll just show it as some kind of leakage. But then the exact analog, electrical analog is not matching. But then this, I have drawn this figure just to give you an idea. So let's first find out what are the ampere turns required for air gap. So you know ampere turns is nothing but, so from the formula here, reluctance into flux. So this is nothing but Ohm's law. So what is reluctance? So we can substitute the value for reluctance. So reluctance is nothing but length divided by mu into area. So this is like, you remember for electrical, rho is, for electrical circuit, resistance is nothing but rho L by A. So resistance is proportional to the length, resistance inversely proportional to cross section area, and resistance proportional to resistivity. So similarly, for the magnetic circuit, the reluctance is proportional to the length of the path and inversely proportional to the area of cross section, and mu is also a constant of proportionality. So this we already taken. The mu, here the constant of proportional is in the numerator, but then here it is in the denominator. It doesn't matter. It's how we define it. So let's calculate the ampere turns for, I'll write it AT here. So first, reluctance. So what is the length of the air gap? So the length of the air gap is 1 mm. So 1 mm is 1 into 10 power minus 3 meters divided by mu. So mu for air is mu is nothing but mu naught into mu r, whereas mu for air, mu r is 1, so we just take the value of mu naught, which is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. And then cross section area. So we have already had the cross section area, that is 0. So here we have defined that cross section area of the air gap, that is 500 into 10 power minus 6. Okay. So, and what is the flux? Okay. So this entire part is nothing but R. Now what is the flux? So I'll just write the flux here itself. 0.5 milliweber, 0.5 into 10 power minus 3. So this quantity will give me the air gap ampere turns. Okay. So let's calculate that. So I can right away cancel off these terms. So I am left with 0.5 divided by 4 pi. So this 10 power 7 can go in the numerator and so on. So let's, instead of calculating by hand, let's use a calculator. So here is a calculator. So in the numerator I have 0.5 divided by, in the denominator I have 4 into pi into 10 power minus 7 into 500. So I am getting 795.7. Okay. So I will approximate to 796 ampere turns. Okay. This is the ampere turns required for the 1 mm air gap. Okay. Now let's calculate the ampere turns required for the iron part. Okay. So ampere turns required for the iron part, again I can use the same formula, that is length. So length is how much? 800 mm. Okay. So 800 into 10 power minus 3 multiplied by flux. So how much flux is flowing in this one? Because of the leakage effect, we had to multiply 1.2. So I will be using 0.6 milliwebers of flux. Okay, so 0.6 into 10 power minus 3 divided by, now the mu r is given. So remember the relative permeability is 1000 for soft iron. So mu naught is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 as it is into 1000. I will keep it here. So this is mu naught into mu r into the cross section area. Now the cross section area 500 into 10 power minus 6 should be multiplied with that stacking factor. So 0.9. So these are just some considerations. So that's what we will do now. Now if I calculate this entire thing now, so let's see how much we will be getting. So again I can strike off these values. Okay, so I can strike off these 2 zeros with these 2 zeros. So let's simplify it. So I have 8 into 0.6 divided by 4 pi. So 10 power minus 7 and 1000 will become 10 power 4. That I can put it in the numerator, 10 to the power of 4. And then I have into 5 into 0.9. Okay, so this is the quantity. So let me try that in the calculator. So I have 8 multiplied by 0.6 multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4. That is in the numerator. So this entire thing divided by 4 divided by 5 divided by 0.9. Now I have to divide this by pi. So let's switch to divide by pi. So 848.8. So I'll approximate to 849 ampere turns. Okay. So this is the ampere turns for the iron part. So basically we have like calculated the voltage of this and the voltage of this in an analogous sense. So the total MMF is nothing but ampere turns, total ampere turns, nothing but these two. So 796 plus 849, which is, so 796 plus 849, 1645 ampere turns. Now we already know that number of turns in the conductor is in the winding is 1000. So now therefore the current, so N into I is 1645. So I is 1645 divided by 1000. So that will give me 1.645 amperes. Okay. So this is the final answer for the problem. Okay. So I hope you got the problem. So the problem is nothing but the flux is given and the values required to calculate the reluctance are given. So from these two you have to find out the ampere turns and then simply divide by turns to find out the amperes. So this diagram is useful for understanding and solving this problem. Again, there are some minor details, that is leakage factor and then stacking factor, etc. So that we have to take care while entering them into the formula. And then fringing. So this fringing is nothing but sometimes the flux will travel like this. So this locally the flux exits the iron core and then meets like this. That effect is called fringing, but then anyway it was neglected. Okay. So with this I think we completed one problem. We'll see more problems like this.